Welcome back to Senior Health Stories, your trusted companion for living healthier and happier in your golden years. We're here to share expert tips, practical advice, and inspiring stories to help seniors thrive no matter their age.
Have you ever been sound asleep and suddenly, in the middle of the night, you bolt upright in pain? Your calf locked tight, pulling all the way down to your foot. No injury, no fall, just a sudden cramp that hits like your body is crying out for help, but you don't know why. You sit up, one hand clutching your leg, the other gripping the sheets. Sweat beads on your forehead. Your heart races. There's no warning. And worse, there's no instant fix. All you can do is wait. Wait for the pain to pass on its own. If that sounds familiar, you're far from alone. In almost every senior center I've visited, when I ask, "Do you ever get leg cramps at night?" most heads in the room nod. According to surveys across the U.S., more than 68% of older adults over 60 experience nighttime cramps, not just once, but over and over again. The pain usually strikes the calves, the soles of the feet, sometimes even the thighs. It lasts seconds or minutes, but the effects linger all day. It's not just lost sleep, it's lost energy, lost focus, and sometimes a quiet fear that your body is slipping out of your control. One viewer told me, "I don't feel like I'm in control of myself anymore. Some nights I'm scared to go to bed, afraid of what's going to hit me at 2 a.m. Another shared, "I'm 75, and every morning I feel like I ran a marathon, even though I barely got out of bed." That helpless feeling eats away at your confidence. You stop going on early walks. You avoid travel because you don't trust unfamiliar hotel beds. You stop doing the little things that used to bring joy, all because of cramps you never asked for. And what's even harder is no one gives you a real explanation. People just say, "It's aging," or offer vague advice like, "Drink more water." But water doesn't solve everything, and age should never be used as an excuse to just live with pain. Because behind every sleepless night is a tired day. Behind every tired day is a shorter fuse, more frustration, and less patience for the people you love. It takes a toll, not just on your health, but on your happiness, your relationships, and your spirit. Now, I'm not here with a miracle cure. I don't have a magic pill. What I do have are real stories from people just like you. Seniors who once dreaded every night and now wake up feeling stronger, calmer, and pain-free. I've gathered insights from trusted nutrition experts, but I'll explain them in simple terms. And most of all, I offer something more important than knowledge: understanding. We're not going to stop at "it's normal when you get older." We're going to dig deeper. We'll look at why your muscles cramp in the first place and how you can prevent it naturally using what's already in your kitchen. Because not everyone can rush to a pharmacy, but anyone can start with a better dinner plate. And sometimes, a banana at the right time does more than a bottle of pills ever could. So let's begin with the question that keeps so many seniors awake at night. Why is my body doing this to me?
Once you reach your 60s, something starts to happen inside your body, quietly, gradually, and most people don't even notice it. It's nighttime dehydration. It sounds simple, but even the slightest drop in muscle moisture can trigger a reaction. Every breath you take, every late-night trip to the bathroom, even forgetting to drink a glass of water before bed, it all adds up. And when your muscles become just a little too dry, the risk of nighttime cramps goes way up. But that's just the tip of the iceberg. Beneath the surface lies something even more critical: a loss of essential minerals. Many older adults have no idea that their daily diet is missing key nutrients like potassium, magnesium, and calcium, minerals that keep your muscles and nerves working in sync. Think of them like tiny messengers, carrying instructions from your brain to your body. When even one is missing, the message gets scrambled. And the result? Sudden, painful cramps that strike when you least expect them. One hidden trigger that often gets overlooked? Side effects from medications. Diuretics, blood pressure meds, heart treatments, they're all necessary for managing certain conditions, but they can also quietly flush out the very minerals your body desperately needs to prevent cramps. You fix one issue, but unknowingly open the door to another, like being jolted awake by a sharp calf cramp night after night. As we age, our nervous system naturally slows down too. A friend of mine, he's 72, once told me, "I feel like my body has a delay now. My brain tells it to move, but my legs aren't getting the message." And he's right. When we're young, the electrical signals in our body are quick and clear. But over time, the wires fray, the signals weaken, and sometimes your muscles respond at the wrong time, like at 3 a.m., in the form of a cramp. And while medical reasons matter, your everyday habits might be quietly making things worse. Take dinner, for example. Too many seniors skip it or eat something too light. A piece of toast, some fruit, then off to bed. Sounds easy on the stomach, but that meal is missing nearly everything your body needs to relax. No minerals, no steady energy, no muscle support, just another recipe for a painful night. One viewer, age 81, left a comment that stuck with me. "I kept having cramps every night and blamed it on age, but I realized I'd only had 2 glasses of water all day." And it's true. As we get older, our sense of thirst fades, but our need for water doesn't. That quiet dehydration during the day builds up, and your muscles feel it at night.
Salty foods are another sneaky culprit. You may not snack much, but maybe every evening includes a few bites of pickled veggies or a salty cracker. Salt holds water in the wrong places and robs your muscles of the hydration they need most. Pair that with coffee or strong tea after dinner, and you double your risk. Caffeine speeds up your heart, your kidneys work overtime, and outgo your minerals before you even notice. One last thing, lack of gentle movement before bed. You don't need a workout, just a few simple stretches or a short walk around the house. One viewer said, "I started putting my legs up the wall for 5 minutes every night, and it made a huge difference." Movement helps circulation, brings oxygen and nutrients to tired muscles. If you've been sitting all evening and go straight to bed, your muscles stiffen up, undernourished and unprepared, and that's when cramps strike. None of these things are huge, dramatic changes, but small, consistent shifts in your hydration, nutrition, and bedtime habits can make a world of difference for senior health. No one wants to be woken by pain, and starting tonight, you may not have to be, as long as you're mindful of what's on your plate and what's in your glass.
Sometimes it's the simplest things that make the biggest difference, but we tend to overlook them until our body gives us a wake-up call. Bananas are one of those things. They're familiar, affordable, no need to cook, no special prep. Yet for many seniors, bananas have quietly become the golden key to stopping painful nighttime leg cramps. Why? Because bananas are rich in potassium. And if your doctor has ever mentioned potassium, but it went over your head, here's what you need to know. Potassium helps your muscles contract and relax at the right time. It keeps your nervous system and your muscles in sync. And when your potassium is too low, your legs may spasm in the middle of the night for no clear reason. One woman in her 70s commented, "I started eating a banana after dinner every night, and the cramps just stopped coming." It's not magic, it's simple nutrition. the kind your body has been quietly asking for. But potassium isn't all. Bananas also contain vitamin B6, which supports your nervous system, helping brain signals travel clearly to your muscles.
As we age, those signals naturally get weaker. B6 helps strengthen the connection so your muscles don't misfire when you're resting. What makes bananas even better is how easy they are on the stomach. No cooking, no chewing through tough greens or blending a smoothie. If you live alone, or simply don't cook like you used to, peeling a banana is as easy as it gets. And when you're tired of long prescriptions or endless pills, this is your natural remedy. No side effects, no doctor's note, just one fruit doing its job. What truly convinced me that this wasn't just theory, but real relief, were the comments from viewers like Helen, 72. She wrote, "I ate a banana before bed every night. After just 5 days, the leg cramps I'd struggled with for months were completely gone. It wasn't a long message, but you could feel the weight lifted. A full night's sleep, no more waking in pain, just a quiet return to comfort and control." Then there's Ray, a viewer who has diabetes. He had cut bananas out of his diet out of fear they'd spike his blood sugar. But later he said, "I gave it another try, just half a banana with some pumpkin seeds. Not only did my blood sugar stay stable, but the leg cramps disappeared too." That's the power of listening to your body and making smart, gentle changes. I often get asked, when's the best time to eat a banana? The answer is simple: 1 to 2 hours after dinner, usually around 7 to 8 p.m. That's the sweet spot. Don't eat bananas on an empty stomach. They can cause blood sugar to rise too quickly. But after a light dinner, your body absorbs the nutrients slowly, and that's what helps the most during the night. Stories like Helen's and Ray's aren't rare. Many seniors have felt real change from one small habit. One banana, one calm bedtime routine, one body finally feeling heard again.
If you've heard the word magnesium before, but never really paid attention to it, today might be the first time it truly makes sense, especially if you're over 60. Our bodies, at any age, need a smooth connection between muscles, nerves, and blood flow. And magnesium? It works like the oil that keeps that whole machine running. Without it, your muscles start acting up. At first, maybe just some tightness, then twitches, then full-on leg cramps in the middle of the night. It's a common issue for older adults, but not an unfixable one. And here's the good news. The answer isn't some expensive medication. It's something simple, something natural, something you might only notice around Halloween in little snack packs: pumpkin seeds. Just a small handful a day can give your body the magnesium it's been quietly craving. No pills, no side effects, just real food. But pumpkin seeds do even more. They're packed with zinc, which strengthens your immune system and helps fight off the little infections or inflammations that creep in as we age. They're also full of antioxidants that help slow down the wear and tear in your muscles and joints, and may even help your body relax enough for a deeper night's sleep. If you've ever felt your calves tighten or your thighs lock up after lying in the same position for too long, pumpkin seeds might be the gentle daily fix your body has been asking for. They're not some strange health food. Just toast them lightly with a pinch of sea salt, and you've got a tasty evening snack that helps your legs stay calm overnight. And here's the thing. It doesn't take much. 1 or 2 small spoonfuls each night, 30 minutes after dinner, can add up to real relief. That little change in your routine could make a big difference in how you sleep, how you wake up, and how confident you feel moving around each morning.
I remember reading a comment that truly stayed with me. It was from a daughter talking about her 85-year-old mother. She wrote, My mom used to have leg cramps so bad at night she was scared to sleep alone. But ever since she started eating just a spoonful of pumpkin seeds every evening, she sleeps through the night. No more waking up in pain. You could almost feel the relief in her words. For many seniors, a good night's sleep, one without pain, is a gift beyond words. I've received many similar stories. Some folks mix pumpkin seeds with yogurt and oats. Some just toast them and enjoy them as a small snack. You don't need fancy recipes. You just need consistency. And yes, start small. If you're new to pumpkin seeds, eating too many at once might upset your stomach. That's why I always suggest just 1 teaspoon to begin with. Let your body get used to it. Because sometimes, healing doesn't start with a bottle of pills. It starts with a quiet little glass jar in the corner of your kitchen. 1 spoonful of toasted seeds, 1 gentle habit, 1 night without pain, and 1 peaceful morning where your first step out of bed doesn't come with fear.
Once you turn 60, the thing that worries many people most isn't wrinkles. It's not gray hair. It's that slow, sinking feeling in your legs. You notice you can't stand as long as before. Each morning, when you step out of bed, you have to pause for a few seconds, waiting for your knees to settle. And if leg cramps come during the night, you're not just getting weaker. You're tired, you're in pain, and you start to feel uncertain in your own body. There's a group of foods that nutrition experts have quietly recommended for years, but many older adults still overlook them. Salmon and sardines. Not because they're hard to find or hard to eat, but because people think they're too fishy, or they just assume fish isn't part of their normal diet anymore. But once you understand what's inside these 2 fish, you might just change your mind. Salmon and sardines are 2 of nature's best sources of omega-3 fatty acids. And no, omega-3 doesn't raise your cholesterol. In fact, it reduces inflammation, improves blood flow, and supports your nervous system, something we've talked about a lot in this video. They also contain a good dose of vitamin D, which helps your body absorb calcium better. That's key to stronger bones and a lower risk of osteoporosis as you age. What really moved me was a comment from a viewer that said, "My grandma is 78. Her legs used to feel heavy every night, like she couldn't lift them to get into bed. But after switching from beef to canned sardines twice a week, she says her legs feel lighter now." That might sound simple, but it's the voice of someone who lived with pain and finally felt relief. Omega-3 and vitamin D are just part of the story. Both salmon and sardines are also rich in vitamin B12, a vital nutrient that keeps your nerves firing correctly. Without enough B12, signals between your brain and muscles get scrambled. That's often why you feel tingling, numbness, or those random cramps in your sleep. And don't worry, you don't need to be a chef. Here's what I recommend. Skip the deep frying. Instead, try baking salmon with a touch of lemon and fresh dill, or steam it gently and serve with a light salad. Canned sardines? Even easier. Pop the lid, place them on whole grain toast with a bit of romaine lettuce, and that's it. A balanced dinner, light, satisfying, and gentle on your sleep. Fish isn't just food, it's medicine. It's a quiet friend that supports you in these later years, easing joint discomfort, helping your heart, supporting brain health, and giving your legs that feeling of lightness at the end of the day. One small choice, one big difference.
Among all the foods that support muscle health, one name often gets overlooked, even though it's humble, familiar, and right there in most kitchens. Sweet potatoes. For many people, sweet potatoes are just a side dish. Some think of them as diet food.
But for older adults, especially those struggling with nighttime leg cramps, sweet potatoes might be one of the most powerful natural remedies you can add to your plate. The first reason? Potassium. A medium sweet potato has as much potassium as a large banana, but it also comes with two other powerful allies, fiber and vitamin C. That trio supports your heart, improves blood flow, and helps reduce inflammation in the muscles and joints. If you've ever woken up with tight calves, tingling feet, or cold toes from poor circulation, these are the nutrients your body may be quietly asking for. And here's what makes sweet potatoes even more special for senior health. They're naturally low on the glycemic index. That means they don't spike your blood sugar the way white potatoes or rice might. So even if you're managing diabetes, a small serving of sweet potato in the evening, when portioned correctly, can actually help keep your energy steady through the night. Why does that matter? Because when your body runs low on fuel in the middle of the night, it can trigger unexpected muscle contractions, those painful leg cramps that pull you out of a deep sleep. One man from Texas left a comment that stayed with me. He wrote, "I started eating half a sweet potato about 2 hours before bed. Not only am I sleeping better, but I'm not waking up with cramps anymore. It's the simplest change I've made, and it works." He's not alone. Dozens of viewers have shared similar stories, how switching to wholesome, nutrient-rich foods like sweet potatoes help them feel stronger and sleep more peacefully, often in just a few days. And don't worry, there's nothing fancy you need to do. Just wash the sweet potato, roast it whole at 350 degrees Fahrenheit or 180 degrees Celsius for about 40 minutes, and you're done. You can eat it plain, add a dash of cinnamon, or pair it with a spoonful of roasted pumpkin seeds. A simple, soothing evening snack that feeds your muscles, nervous system, and spirit. Sweet potatoes have been used for centuries in traditional medicine for older adults, and now modern nutrition science confirms why. They're a natural, safe, and delicious way to support your legs and protect your sleep.
There's a drink many folks only think about when they're vacationing in places like Hawaii or Florida. But lately, it's becoming part of the daily routine for thousands of older adults across America, especially those who struggle with leg cramps at night. That drink is coconut water. Not fruit juice, not store-bought sports drinks. Just simple, natural, pure coconut water. Rich in the exact minerals your body starts craving more of after age 60. Just one small glass, around 5 to 7 ounces, can give you as much potassium as a large banana. But it doesn't stop there. Coconut water also contains magnesium, calcium, and sodium, a powerful blend of electrolytes that help your muscles relax, your nerves fire properly, and your body maintain healthy hydration levels throughout the night. Why is that important? Because even when you're sleeping, your body continues to lose water. You breathe. You sweat just a little. You might even get up to use the bathroom. And if you're over 60, even a slight drop in hydration or minerals can lead to muscle tightness, often right around 2 or 3 a.m., just when you're in the deepest part of sleep. One viewer from California, a 70-year-old man, shared this story. "I used to wake up at exactly 3 a.m. with my left leg locked up so tight I couldn't stretch it. My doctor said I wasn't low on calcium, but nothing helped. Then I started drinking half a glass of coconut water about an hour before bed. Since then, no cramps, just peaceful sleep." That small change made a huge difference, and no sleep aid ever gave him that same peace of mind.
The best part? Coconut water is easy to drink, naturally sweet, refreshing, and calming. Some people say just a few sips help loosen up tight feet and ankles after a long day of walking.
You can drink it cold or at room temperature, but always go for the kind that's unsweetened with no added preservatives. Now, one quick note, coconut water is high in potassium, so if you're taking strong diuretics or have kidney issues, it's a good idea to check with your doctor before drinking it daily. But for most healthy seniors, this simple drink can act like your very own natural sports beverage, without chemicals, without sugar. Just hydration and healing straight from nature. And what do you get in return? A better night's sleep, a body that doesn't jolt awake in pain, a pair of legs that feel just a little lighter in the morning.
A lot of older adults accept nighttime leg cramps as just a normal part of aging. But here's the truth. Pain is not normal. Losing sleep because your legs cramp up at night is not something you have to live with. In many cases, age isn't the real cause. It's small, everyday habits, quiet mistakes we repeat for years without realizing their impact. One of the biggest reasons? Dehydration. Plenty of seniors admit they intentionally cut back on drinking water in the evening to avoid getting up to pee at night. But by doing that, they also deprive their muscles of fluids and electrolytes for hours at a time, especially during sleep. And that light dehydration? It's enough to trigger cramping, spasms, and that sudden sharp pain that jolts you awake at 2 a.m. Here's the good news. You don't need to guzzle water before bed. Just sip smaller amounts earlier in the day, stay gently hydrated, and you may already notice a big difference in your muscle health. Another common mistake is having salty snacks or caffeine late in the evening. Some folks enjoy a little salty cracker or sip of tea after dinner, not realizing that both pull water from the body and stimulate the nervous system. This makes it harder for your muscles to relax and your brain to fall into deep, uninterrupted sleep. And if you're one of the many older adults taking diuretics, like for high blood pressure, you're already losing even more minerals through urine, especially magnesium, potassium, and sodium. Without replacing these key minerals through food or hydration, cramps can become more intense and more frequent. But it's not just about what you eat or drink. It's also about how you sleep. Some people rest with their legs elevated too high. Others curl up tight and don't move for hours. These sleeping positions can quietly restrict circulation, especially in your calves and feet, which are the most common areas for nighttime cramping. Simply using a soft pillow under your knees or calves can make a huge difference. Keeping your legs comfortably supported helps blood and oxygen flow and reduces tension in the muscles. Here's the bottom line. Cramps don't happen because you're old. They happen when your body isn't getting the support it needs, and that's something you can change. You don't need medication. You don't need to suffer in silence. Sometimes all it takes is a glass of water a little earlier in the evening, a better sleeping position, a lighter, lower sodium dinner. And little by little, your body will reward you. Not with fanfare, but with something even better. A quiet night, free of pain. A peaceful morning, without fear of getting out of bed.
Even after making changes to your diet, there's still one simple thing that many people overlook, and it has to do with how you treat your legs before bedtime. Yes, food can help from the inside, but your nighttime habits? They're the key that unlocks relief from the outside, helping you sleep more peacefully, without the fear of painful leg cramps waking you up at 2 a.m. One of the easiest and most effective habits is this: soaking your feet in warm water for about 10 minutes before bed. No fancy oils, no expensive bath salts, just a basin of warm water. Warm enough to relax the blood vessels in your feet and gently improve circulation upward through your legs. After just a few nights, many older adults say they started sleeping more soundly, without being startled awake by a tight calf or locked muscle. A woman from Michigan wrote to me, "I didn't believe it at first,
But after soaking my feet every night for a week, I haven't woken up from cramps once. That's not magic. That's your body responding to care. After your soak, try adding a few gentle stretches. Just rotate your ankles in small circles, 5 to 10 times in each direction. You don't need equipment. You don't need to break a sweat. You're simply telling your muscles, it's time to let go. You can do this while chatting with a loved one, listening to soft music, or just quietly enjoying the moment. It's a chance to connect with your body and remind it that it's safe. If your legs often feel heavy or tense at bedtime, try elevating them slightly. Place a small pillow under your calves or ankles. Just a bit of elevation is enough to help blood return to your heart more easily, easing pressure on the veins and preventing that buildup that often leads to tightness and cramps. And finally, don't underestimate the power of a gentle massage. You don't need fancy tools or techniques. Just use the palms of your hands to warm and soothe your calves. Gently press along the muscles from your heel up to the knee. You don't need to press hard. You don't need to do it for long. Even a few minutes each night is enough to send your body a clear signal. It's time to rest. These habits may seem small, but if you repeat them nightly, they can bring real, lasting change. No medication needed. A quiet evening, a night of deep sleep, uninterrupted by pain, and a new day that starts not with fear, but with confidence in every step.
A lot of older adults have told me something similar. After watching a health video, they often feel hopeful for a few hours. Then, life kicks back in. It's not that they don't believe what they heard, it's that they just don't know where to start. So today, I don't just want to give you information. I want to help you put the pieces together into a routine that's simple, realistic, and most importantly, something you can stick with. Let's start small. A banana. Have one in the morning or in the early evening. It gives your body potassium and vitamin B6, nutrients that support both your nervous system and your muscles. Next up, pumpkin seeds. A small handful packs magnesium, the mineral that helps your muscles relax and avoid cramps. You can lightly toast them and eat them alongside the banana for a perfect afternoon or early evening snack. At lunch, try switching out fried foods or red meat. Instead, have a portion of grilled salmon with a side of soft steamed or baked sweet potato. Salmon gives you omega-3s, great for your nerves and circulation. Sweet potatoes add fiber, potassium, and vitamin C, which together support blood flow and reduce inflammation, something many seniors with underlying conditions struggle with. And in the evening, when your body is winding down, that's the time to rebalance the minerals you've lost throughout the day. Have a spoonful of pumpkin seeds, add half a cup of unsweetened coconut water, and finish with a 10-minute warm foot soak.
It's not a ritual. It's a gift for the legs that have carried you through life. You don't have to change everything at once. Just start with one thing, maybe that banana in the morning, or a glass of coconut water at night. Little by little, your body will respond and thank you. And you'll thank yourself for not giving up. There's one comment I'll never forget. A man in Texas wrote about his mother, who's 85. He said, for 3 years, she woke up every night with leg cramps. Sometimes she'd cry out in her sleep, sometimes just groan and endure it, but never a full night's rest. That changed last month when she started eating balanced meals again. She added sardines, sweet potatoes, and half a glass of coconut water each evening. By the 4th week, she had her first night of unbroken sleep. No jerking awake, no cramping. The next morning, she sat up and said, "Nothing happened last night. Weird." It may not sound like much, but for her son, it was everything. He wrote,
I was standing at her door, waiting. When I heard her get up without groaning, I cried. Not out of worry, but because I knew she finally had peace. A peace she deserved.
That story is not rare. It's proof that small changes lead to big relief. 1 banana before bed. A spoonful of seeds each evening. A serving of fish instead of red meat. A glass of coconut water instead of a late coffee. No pills, no machines. Just choices, repeated day by day. This video isn't just about food. It's a reminder your health is still in your hands. No matter your age, no matter how long you've lived with pain or poor sleep, it's never too late to pivot. Each small choice you make is a step toward more freedom, happiness, and peaceful sleep. You don't need to do it all in one day. Just start with one small thing, today. And if you know someone who might need to hear this, please share it with them. Because sometimes what changes a person's life isn't a doctor. It's a kind word shared at just the right time.